Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron to hold bilateral engagements in Mumbai to strengthen cooperation across wide spectrum of areas to announce launch of India-France Year of Innovation 2026. Day 2 of India AI Impact Summit in New Delhi. Focus on launch of knowledge compendiums, including case books on AI in health, energy and education. Global tech leaders and union ministers, including Ashwini Vaishnav, Dharmendra Pradhan, to attend the session. Bangladesh Nationalist Party leader Tarique Rahman to be sworn in as Bangladesh Prime Minister in Dhaka. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla to represent India at the swearing-in ceremony. President Donald Trump warns Tehran of consequences of not making a deal in US-Iran talks set to begin in Geneva today. Iran holds military drill in key oil strait ahead of crucial talks. French President Emmanuel Macron arrived in Mumbai on Tuesday for a 3-day official visit to India at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Prime Minister Modi and President Macron are scheduled to meet at Lok Bhavan in Mumbai. The two leaders will hold bilateral engagements to review progress in the India-France strategic partnership and discuss ways to expand cooperation into new and emerging areas. Further, French President will also participate in the AI Impact Summit hosted by India, underscoring the growing collaboration between the two nations.
On 17th February, India and France will enter a new phase of cooperation in innovation. In Mumbai, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Emmanuel Macron will jointly announce the launch of the India-France Year of Innovation 2026. During Prime Minister Modi's visit to France last year, both countries announced the Horizon 2047 roadmap. The India-France Year of Innovation 2026 will be part of that vision. Throughout the year, programs will be organized to promote innovation in defense, space, civil, nuclear energy, climate, digital technology, and emerging sectors. The initiative is expected to generate awareness and inspiration, especially among youth. The India-France Innovation Forum will be held in Mumbai on 17th February. Apart from Prime Minister Modi and President Macron, the forum will bring together business leaders, startup representatives, researchers, and policymakers from both countries. To take the India-France Year of Innovation 2026 to the public, a special cultural program will also be organized at the historic Gateway of India in Mumbai on the 17th. The Year of Innovation particularly will focus on startup collaboration, joint research, higher education partnerships, artificial intelligence, green technologies, and next-generation digital technologies. At a time when the global order faces multiple challenges, this collaboration between India and France will signal positive and constructive engagement on the world stage.
This is the time of innovation, and India cannot miss this chance. That is why India-France Innovation Year 2026 is very important, because if India has to become a developed nation by 2047, innovation is very important. Akhilesh Suman for DD India with camera person Ashish Sharma in Mumbai, Lok Bhavan.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will co-chair the 6th India-France Annual Defence Dialogue with his French counterpart Catherine Vautrin in Bengaluru on Tuesday. When we talk of it, the meeting will review the entire gamut of bilateral defence cooperation with focus on expanding industrial collaboration. A defense cooperation agreement is expected to be renewed for another 10 years, along with an MOU on joint venture for manufacturing of the Hammer missile, which is likely to be signed in the presence of both the defense ministers. An announcement is also expected with respect to reciprocal deployment of officers at the Indian Army and the French land forces. The two ministers are also expected to witness the virtual inauguration of the H-125 light utility helicopter final assembly of Tata Airbus by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and French President Macron at Vemagal in Karnataka. The ongoing India AI Impact Summit is drawing heads of state, policymakers, tech industry executives, journalists, civil society groups and several others from around the globe for what promises to be an intense, high-stakes week in New Delhi. Day 2 of the summit is marked by the prestigious launch of knowledge compendiums, including the case books on AI in health, energy, education, agriculture, gender empowerment and disabilities. While Bharat Mandapam hosts a specialized seminar on applied AI and the ongoing expo, the Sushma Swaraj Bhavan takes the lead on social equity by hosting sessions on the role of AI as global impact challenge, spotlighting women leaders driving the AI revolution. On Monday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi welcomed global leaders, industry captains, innovators and policymakers to the AI Impact Summit in New Delhi. Inaugurating the India AI Impact Expo in the city, he highlighted the transformative role of artificial intelligence. The expo is expected to see nearly 300,000 visitors, including foreign delegates. We get you more in this report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the India AI Impact Expo 2026 on Monday at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. The India AI Impact Summit, along with the expo, began on Monday and will continue till February 20th, Friday. The theme of the summit is Sarvajana Hitaye, Sarvajana Sukhaye, welfare for all, happiness for all, reflecting inclusive growth and collective well-being through artificial intelligence. The expo serves as a national demonstration of AI in action, where policy meets practice, innovation meets scale, and technology connects with citizens on a daily basis. Prime Minister Modi took a tour of the exhibition and interacted with representatives from various AI firms and startups. Executives showcased their latest AI models, innovations, and intended services. Prime Minister Modi carefully listened to the presentations while visiting curated exhibition pavilions and live demonstrations structured across 3 foundation pillars or sutras: people, planet, and progress. Spread across 10 arenas covering more than 70,000 square meters, the expo brings together global technology companies, startups, academia, research institutions, union ministries, state governments, and international partners. The expo also features 13 country pavilions, highlighting international collaboration in the AI ecosystem. Participating countries include Australia, Japan, Russia, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, Switzerland, Serbia, Estonia, Tajikistan, and African nations. Following its inauguration, the summit will be open to the general public from Tuesday. The India AI Impact Expo 2026 is expected to witness participation from over 250,000 visitors, including international delegates. The event aims to foster new partnerships and create business opportunities within the global AI ecosystem. Over the course of the event, the expo will host more than 300 curated exhibition pavilions and live demonstrations. In addition, over 600 high potential startups, many building globally relevant population scale solutions, are to showcase working technologies already developed in real world settings. Bureau Report, DD India.
DD India's Deepika has more on a thematic session on operationalizing open source AI, Pathway to Sovereignty, which was held on Monday at the summit. Take a look.
The India AI Impact Summit 2026 kick-started on 16 February at New Delhi's Bharat Mandapam. This is the first global AI summit which is being hosted in the Global South. As a 5-day program, the summit covers policy, research, industry, and public engagement. With multiple sessions being held across 5 days of the summit, industry leaders are exchanging thoughts and encouraging young minds. On the sidelines of this, operationalizing open source AI pathway to sovereignty was one of the sessions in which global industry leaders, including Cohere, Nvidia, Mozilla, participated. Speaking during the session, Joel Pinau, Chief AI Officer of Cohere, said that having regulation is important for all the states and countries. Mozilla's president Mark Sermon added to the discussion, saying that technology can deliver to the country when it's taken proper care of. The India AI Impact Summit is one of its kind summit across the global south that ensures not only regulation but the democratization of AI.
The India AI Impact Summit 2026 kicks off in great style at New Delhi's Bharat Mandapam. It is witnessing the participation of global technology-related industry leaders, right from Nvidia to Mozilla to Google. Everyone is coming here to New Delhi to participate in this one-of-a-kind event, which is taking place for the first time in the global south. Today, we witnessed one of the sessions that discussed the regulation of AI and the democratization of it as well. We'll keep bringing you all the latest from ground zero. Keep watching DD India for following the latest on the India AI Impact Summit. With camera person Sumit Nadial, this is Deepika reporting for DD India from Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi.
As artificial intelligence reshapes economies and societies worldwide, New Delhi is hosting a landmark global gathering. The India AI Impact Summit 2026 kicked off on Monday and will continue till the 20th of February, marking the first ever global AI summit in the global south. Guided by the theme Sarvajana Hitaya, Sarvajana Sukhaya, which means welfare for all, happiness for all. The summit brings together 20 world leaders and delegations from over 45 countries to shape a human-centric, inclusive AI future. Here's our special report.
As artificial intelligence begins to redefine economies, governance, science, and even the nature of human possibility, New Delhi becomes the epicenter of a historic global conversation. The India AI Impact Summit 2026 kicked off at Bharat Mandapam in the national capital on Monday and will run to the 20th of February, marking the first ever global AI summit hosted in the global south. Guided by the timeless civilizational principle of Sarjan Hitai, Sarjan Sukhai, that is welfare for all, happiness for all, the summit seeks to ensure that the future of artificial intelligence is not just powerful but purposeful, not just innovative but inclusive. The summit is guided by three foundational pillars referred to as the three sutras. First is people, promoting human-centric AI that safeguards rights, enhances access to services, builds trust, and ensures equitable benefits across societies. Second is planet, advancing environmentally sustainable AI through energy-efficient systems, responsible resource use, and applications that strengthen climate action and resilience. And third is progress, enabling inclusive economic and technological advancement through innovation, capacity building, and AI-driven productivity and development outcomes. Deliberations at the summit are structured into 7 chakras, interconnected working groups designed to translate vision into action. From human capital focusing on equitable skilling and workforce transitions to inclusion for social empowerment, ensuring AI systems are inclusive by design, to safe and trusted AI anchored in transparency and accountability. The chakras include science, accelerating frontier research, resilience, innovation and efficiency, strengthening climate sustainability, democratizing AI resources, expanding equitable access to foundational AI tools, and AI for economic development and social good, leveraging technology to drive inclusive growth. At the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, world leaders from 20 countries are scheduled to attend the summit in New Delhi. These include Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay of Bhutan, Vice President Edmund Lara Montano of Bolivia, President Luis Inácio Lula da Silva of Brazil, Prime Minister Andrzej Plenković of Croatia, President Alarkaris of Estonia, Prime Minister Petteri Orpo of Finland, President Emmanuel Macron of France, Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis of Greece, Vice President Bharat Jagdeo of Guyana, Prime Minister Oljas Bektenov of Kazakhstan, Aloy, Hereditary Prince of Liechtenstein, Prime Minister Navin Chandra Ramgoolam of Mauritius, President Alexander Vučić of Serbia, President Peter Pellegrini of Slovakia, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez of Spain, President Anukumar Dissanayake of Sri Lanka, Vice President Sebastian Pillay of Seychelles, President Guy Parmelin of Switzerland, Prime Minister Dick Schoof of the Netherlands, and Crown Prince Khalid bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan of the United Arab Emirates. Ministerial delegations from over 45 countries will also be participating. UN Secretary General and senior officials from several international organizations are also expected to join the deliberations as well. The summit positions India as both convener and partner in shaping global AI cooperation, supporting shared standards, collaborative frameworks, and scalable solutions for public good. As the world stands at the edge of an AI-driven era, New Delhi may well define how intelligence serves humanity, responsibly, inclusively, and for the welfare of all. This is Roy's report, DD India.
So that was about India Impact AI Summit. Up next, we're heading for a short break. You're watching DD India Live. Stay with us. Welcome back. After the break, you're watching DD India Live. A team of Indian officials will visit US next week to finalize the legal text for the India-US interim trade agreement. India's Commerce Secretary Rajesh Agrawal on Monday said the Indian team, led by Chief Negotiator Darpan Jain, Joint Secretary in the Commerce Ministry, will visit United States for next round of trade talks with the US officials. The team, including officials from MEA, is expected to leave next Monday for Washington, D.C. India and the US earlier this month released a joint statement announcing that a framework for an interim trade agreement has been finalized. And in the latest coming in from the US, a shooting incident has been reported at an ice rink in the northeastern US town of Pawtucket, where at least 2 people were killed and 3 were wounded. This is the breaking news we're tracking this hour from the US. Gunfire at an ice skating rink in Rhode Island. 2 people were killed and 3 were wounded. Police chief in Rhode Island community, Tina Gonsalves, said that initial investigations suggested the shooting was targeted and maybe a family dispute. No details were immediately shared on the identity of the victims, but police said the wounded were in a critical condition. A mass shooting incident has been reported from Rhode Island, US. Mass shootings are common in the United States, where lax gun control laws mean that access to weapons is relatively easy. Monday's shooting, which occurred at a high school ice hockey game, came 2 months after a mass shooting at Brown University, located just 5.6 kilometers away. So this is the breaking news we're getting for you this morning. 2 dead and 3 injured reported in a shooting incident at an ice rink in Rhode Island in the US. US President Donald Trump on Monday warned Iran of the consequences of not making a deal ahead of the talks between the United States and the Islamic Republic in Geneva. Tehran and Washington are due to engage in the second round of talks in Geneva on Tuesday. US President Trump has said on Monday that he would be involved indirectly in the talks. When he was asked about the prospects for a deal, Trump said that Iran sought tough negotiations but learned the consequences of such a hardened stance last summer when the US bombed Iranian nuclear sites. Iran-US nuclear talks had stalled over Washington's demand to forego enrichment on its soil. This was followed by the US joining Israel in striking Iranian nuclear sites in June. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that any deal between the United States and Iran must involve the removal of all enriched uranium from Iran, as well as Tehran's ability to enrich more. Iran's foreign ministry spokesman said that the US position on Tehran's nuclear program has moved towards a more realistic one. He added that Iran's inalienable rights under the Non-Proliferation Treaty were recognized, referring to the peaceful use of nuclear energy, including enrichment. Meanwhile, tensions are soaring ahead of the talks, with the US deploying a second aircraft carrier to the Middle East. On the other hand, Iran's Revolutionary Guards Navy held a drill in Hormuz Strait on Monday. According to Iran news agency, the drill, named Smart Control of Hormuz Strait, aimed at testing the readiness of the operational forces in the face of possible security and military threats. Ukrainian, Russian and American delegations are gathering in the Swiss city of Geneva for a third round of US-brokered talks on Tuesday. For the first time, discussions would focus on the main issues, including territories and other demands put forward by Moscow. The Russian delegation is led by presidential aide Vladimir Medinsky, with military intelligence chief Igor Kostikov also participating. President Putin's special envoy Kirill Dmitriev will join a separate working group focusing on economic issues. Trump's top envoy, Steve Witkoff, and son-in-law, Jared Kushner, are part of the U.S. delegation, while the head of Ukraine's National Security Council, Rustem Umerev, will represent Kyiv along with a host of other officials. Two earlier rounds of the US-backed talks in the United Arab Emirates led to a prisoner swap, but no breakthrough towards a settlement. Bangladesh's newly elected leader Tarique Rahman will take the oath as Prime Minister of the country on Tuesday after leading his party to a forceful victory in the crucial general elections. Tarique Rahman's Bangladesh Nationalist Party has bagged 209 out of 297 seats, while right-wing Jamaat-e Islami secured 68 seats in the 13th parliamentary elections. President Mohammad Shahabuddin will administer the oath to the new cabinet members at South Plaza of the Jatiya Sansad on Tuesday afternoon. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla will represent India at the swearing-in ceremony of Bangladesh's Prime Minister-designate Tarique Rahman in Dhaka. The Speaker's participation will underscore the deep and enduring friendship between the people of India and Bangladesh, reaffirming India's steadfast commitment to the democratic values that bind our two nations. Meanwhile, hours before the swearing-in ceremony, Bangladesh's interim leader Mohammad Yunus on Monday announced his resignation in a televised address to the nation, formally ending the caretaker administration that governed the country after the 2024 political upheaval. In his farewell address, Yunus urged this country to safeguard the democratic space that had reopened during the transition period. Let's get to sports updates now. Sri Lanka trumped Australia by 8 wickets in Palakkal to push them to the brink of elimination from the ICC T20 World Cup 2026. Mitchell Marsh and Travis Head blazed away to explosive 50s before Sri Lanka rallied to bowl out Australia for 181. Sri Lanka rode on Nisanka's unbeaten ton to chase a record target at the venue in 18 overs and leave Australia's qualification hopes hanging by a thread. Australia will now need to win by a massive margin against Oman in their final match and rely on results of other matches. If Zimbabwe manages to beat Ireland today, then Australia will be knocked out even before facing Oman. The last time Australia was knocked out in the group stage of the T20 showpiece was in 2009. In Brazil's Bonfim, revelers on horseback take part in a traditional carnival parade, donning hand-embroidered velvet costumes as they ride through the town. This 18th century custom turns the historic clash between Moors and Christians into a lively festival, bringing the past vividly to life in the present times. That's it in this edition of DD India Live. News and updates continue on the channel. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.